this week. It is Peach Belt Conference tournament time for the number 19 ranked Pirates, and Armstrong is the number 1 seed coming into the Peach Belt tournament, which begins on Friday in Augusta. But Coach Condon, let's talk about the last couple weeks of the season. You won a share of the Peach Belt Conference title. It's your 4th title in program history, but you did unfortunately suffer your first loss this season.
Yes, we went down to Flagler, and it was one of those matches where your opponent plays really well and you don't play your best. And the unfortunate thing for that match is that we ended up losing it because we didn't play as well as we could have, and they played really well. But you have to look at it as a whole, and you play 34 matches, and that happens one time. So you really have to be proud of your team when you step on the floor that many times, and it only happens once.
Now, after that loss, you went into the final weekend of the season needing to win both to clinch share of the title as well as the number 1 seed. Talk about the last weekend of play here at home.
Well, I think that going into the weekend knowing exactly what we had to do, it does make things a little easier, and knowing that we had full control over it and that all we had to do was win 2 home games, that we felt pretty good about that. I think we started off a little slow against Lander, and then came on after that. Against Aiken on Saturday, Game 1 was probably one of the best single sets we played all year. Game 2, things got a little out of control, and then I was really proud about how we settled down after 2 and really took control of the match. And I thought our blocking in that match was amazing. We're touching everything and blocking a lot of balls, and I think it really took Aiken out of their offense, and you could see their frustration with as many touches as we were getting and stuff blocks as we were getting in that match, and it had an effect, and we were able to maintain it and finish them off.
So Armstrong goes into the Peach Belt tournament as the number 1 seed. Flagler is number 2, and to the outside observer, it looks like those 2 teams are destined to meet in the final. But give us just a preview of the field and how you think the Peach Belt tournament might go.
All right, I think anyone who's followed Peach Belt volleyball this year has seen that there's been a lot of matches where the outcomes seem what you may think is a given match has definitely not happened, especially matches you think, well, they can definitely beat them, but it's going to be a hard-fought match, and it turns out that they win 3-0, and that's happened quite a bit this year. So I really feel like anything can happen. I think Flagler got a really tough draw. Playing Flagler or playing Montevallo in the first round as a 7 seed, Montevallo has a great deal of talent, and they have one of the best players and setters in the conference. So to have to play them in the first round, could be difficult for them. For us, we have to play the 3 teams that are on our side. We just played them, so the recency effect of having to play a team you just played, can always make things interesting for us too. So, if the seedings go the way they have been, then we'll be playing Flagler. But this year has shown that that isn't always the case. So we're not taking anything for granted, and we don't think anything is a given. So we're going in there to play a good match on Friday, and then if things go our way, play a good match on Saturday, and then continue on hopefully until Sunday.
Now, Will, going into the Peach Belt tournament, you're one of the top 2 seeds in the region, and really the tournament will have little bearing on whether you get into the regional or not. At least I can tell you that the Pirates are probably going to be in the regional. Does that change your preparation for this tournament at all?
Well, no. I think where we're at is, we're in contention for a 1 seed and the ability to host. Some of what can happen is out of our control, and some of it is. And all we really need to focus on is the things that we can control. I think that if we have the opportunity to play Flagler again, and it goes our way this time, we'll have an extremely impressive resume for the committee to decide on who's hosting. We have gone out of our way from the beginning of this season to play tough teams, not only in our region, but in the other regions around us, and the goal is to prepare us for the NCAA tournament. And I think that in the long run, it's going to be a benefit for us to have played those tough teams, those tough matches, night in and night out, and that prepares us for playing those 3 difficult matches in a row at a regional. Even if you're 1, 8 is a winning team. 8 is a team, in the cases of most of the regionals, 8 is a conference champions. From the Conference Carolinas last 3 years, it's been a conference champion. So you can't take any of these teams for granted, no matter what your seed is. So you got to go in there and play 3 quality matches against 3 quality opponents, and if you want to come out at the end.
Armstrong faces Lander in the first round of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament on Friday in Augusta, Georgia, and you can follow along with all the action of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament on peachbeltconference.com. Chad Jackson for Will Condon. Good luck this weekend in the tournament, and we'll talk to you again soon.